Hello and welcome finally once again to another episode of the MotorCult Podcast. This is episode 35. I'm Eric Berger, joined as always by my co-host Ryan Siniski. Hi, sir.
Hello there. We are back.
Oh, it feels really good to be back here.
I'm so over traveling.
I know. I love this
Don't even
place so
believe it.
much. I just like to I'm right there with you right now. I want to not do anything
No.
for like the next couple of weeks.
No, I don't. I do not want to see another cornfield. I don't want to see another Pro-Life Across America
Cornfield?
billboard. I don't want to see another like Christian rock channel on the radio or some preaching televangelist. I'm
Okay.
just over being in the country.
Oh, we did just get back from, well, I guess last weekend now, was that Waffle House trip, the TCBMW third annual Waffle House trip to Kansas City, Missouri.
That somebody foolishly had us leave at 2 a.m. for, which I think
Hey,
is
we
stupid.
had to hit their cars and
I
coffee.
don't even care. I'm never doing that again.
Oh, it's such a great drive.
No.
You slept all the way through it.
Still, I'm still fucked up by having to like leave my house at 2 a.m. That's when I go to bed on a Friday night.
But, I mean, it's hard to argue with the fact that leaving on a road trip like that, it's better to leave it too. Because then you drive,
No.
when you're tired, into the sunrise, and then you
Nope.
drive all the way through
Nope.
the daylight.
Nope.
Yes.
No.
It's just
'cause
better.
I have
It's
to
100% not. You guys are
It's
both
better.
wrong. I'm gonna leave the podcast.
Anyway, so the Waffle House drive was a great success. I think we had 13 people total, 4 or 5 cars. I don't
I
remember.
don't know, something like that.
Somebody dropped out like
Yeah,
halfway through.
Peter dropped out halfway through.
Yeah, it's like herding cats. It's
I don't
whatever.
blame him. Like I wanted to leave too. I didn't have my own car. It was just so unpleasant waking up.
Whatever.
But anyway,
What a whiner.
after that, you went on another road trip.
Yeah, I
'cause
actually
you
just
hate
got
yourself.
back 10 hours ago
Okay.
with my manual FJ Cruiser.
There you go. That's awesome.
We talked about the potential of me buying something like that a few episodes ago, and wouldn't you know it,
You did it.
I found one just north of Philly, and yeah, I flew out with my buddy Peter, who was also on the Waffle House trip.
Yeah.
And
He's the one that dropped out.
yeah,
Did
exactly.
he drop out of this one?
No.
Did he like hop on a train halfway ththrough?
Nope. No, he didn't have that opportunity, so
good.
he was stuck with me. But it was my first exposure to TSA PreCheck, first exposure to the Delta Lounge or whatever, because he's got this Platinum Amex that gives him all that
Of
stuff.
course he does.
Nice.
And then we got priority boarding. We sat in first class. I had the rental car that went perfectly to go get the FJ. Like everything just went great until I picked up the FJ, and I got on the highway with it, and the steering wheel is like tilted like 40 degrees to the left. I can't even
Oh,
like
no.
see half the gauges, but like drives out pretty good. You get above 65, and the thing just starts shaking.
Death wobble.
Yeah, you got a death wobble. So keep it
Oh,
at
no.
64,
Do
perfectly
you,
smooth.
do you know what's causing the death wobble?
No, I'm speculating. I haven't even looked at it yet, but I got an alignment at the Center City Toyota dealership down there in Philly,
Yeah.
and that didn't do anything. I mean, it straightened the steering wheel, but it didn't fix the death wobble. So I'm speculating it's a bad CV axle that's just like
Hopefully.
shaking when you get up to speed, and or a bad shock, because I had him like balance the tires and give it an alignment. But anyway, the car is great. I mean, the trans is very car-like. The engine's got plenty of power. I think it's super retro.
That's
Stereo's
like a
even
4
fine.
liter
Yep.
V6?
Yep.
Or...
Yep. 4-liter VVTi. It's a 1G RFE.
Oh, that's a great engine.
Yeah, it is, and the thing is great. But like, yeah, it added 3 hours to our 1,200 mile drive.
Oh, my
no.
God.
To
No.
be have to go 64. We got like 3 mpg better than the EPA though.
That's great. At what expense, though?
Oh, I would have much rather gone faster.
Well, before we get into what we've missed in
Sure.
the last half of a month,
Yeah.
let's
Yeah, let's.
let's try our beer. We're gonna drink Stella Artois 'cause I want to taste a fart. I mean, I'm sorry, I want to taste imported beer.
You know, I was at Costco shopping for beer several weeks ago at this point, and the reason I buy Stella now is because
we didn't crank up the gain for that too late.
it's fine. You know, it's gonna sound okay.
Yeah.
The reason I bought this is because my new niece is named Stella,
Yeah.
and I find myself, buying this
it
a lot
actually
more now.
does taste pretty decent.
It's fine when it's cold. It's pretty good.
No, it has to be cold. When it's like anything less than ice cold, it's not great.
I agree.
Actually, one of my favorite imported beers is Pilsner Urquell.
I have
it's-
not had that.
Czech Pilsner.
We should
It's
try
really
it.
good. But yeah, anyway, so what we've missed over the course of the last couple of weeks, I think it might be 3. This is
Well, yeah, we missed basically 2. Well, we had a Saturday episode 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
We missed the Wednesday, and then I put up just that little thing, that little blip last weekend, just to tell people we're still here.
yeah.
But yeah, we've missed I think 3 episodes.
Yeah,
so.
I was gonna try and have I was gonna try and have Sing from Drive Cartel on
Okay.
before this Cars and Crafts, but Cars and Crafts is today, and
Yeah, I'm bummed I'm missing
yeah,
that, but
oh well.
Power Cruise is what it is. So
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, what we've missed. Sergio Marchon died.
I know, poor
then
Marchione.
Also, the Nissan Juke died. coincidentally.
I don't care.
They were uncorrelated.
Blake probably cares.
Yeah, I'm sure
Poor Blake.
Blake is beside himself. If you're wondering who this guy Blake is, he's a friend of mine, and he's the only person to purposefully buy a CVT Nissan Juke Nismo
Yeah.
because he wanted a Juke, but he was about to move out of his parents' house and didn't have any credit built up, and he made a ton of money.
Right.
So he just got a car loan for the most expensive Nissan Juke he could get, and then paid it off as quickly
that
as
makes
he could.
perfect sense.
Yeah.
No.
He's a ridiculous.
I know
person.
he's a very interesting fellow, so I get it.
It's
But
a
yeah.
very Blake thing to do.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so Sergio Marchionne, for those of you who aren't,
He's great.
Yeah, for those of you that don't follow automotive CEO baseball cards,
Which, if you don't, you really need to step your game
I
up.
think we should probably make that and sell it on the MotorCult blog. when
I'm okay with that. Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
You got the limited edition foil card. No way.
Man, you got a Sergio Marchionne foil card. Sick. Anyway, so
Wow, we are horrible people.
if you like any Chrysler product currently made, you can thank him. If you like any Fiat product currently made, you can thank him. If you like the fact that Ferrari can now weather any recession, you can thank him. He was the head of Fiat Chrysler Group
For a long time.
for a very long time.
Didn't he step in like 93?
No. He was 2004.
Oh, okay. I was
He
thinking
stepped-
of...
he stepped in when Fiat was going through what Chrysler went
Yeah.
through, like
Yep.
like 8 years later.
I was thinking of the Iacocca.
Yeah, but
I'm
I mean,
dumb.
if you actually, it's really hard to turn a company around and keep it sole. Like you could do the Carlos,
Especially at that point in time.
yeah, well, you can do the Carlos Ghosn and like just rip the soul out.
You're a benevolent overlord?
Yeah, and just rip the soul out of the company and make one nice car.
Yeah.
Or you can do what Sergio Marchionne did, where if you look at any Fiat product between
Yeah.
like 1998 and 2004,
Oh, dude.
they are all
Garbage.
much worse than anything made from 2004 to now.
Or prior.
Yeah, like
Yeah, that was just like a dark age. It was like
It
the
really was, like-
the 70s malaise era for the USA.
it really was. Like the early 2000s was the Italian malaise.
Oh god.
But no, he brought him back, brought back the 500. Actually, like had the company keep its soul because what he saw was a very important thing that a lot of penny pinchers don't see.
Yeah.
That the soul of a car company is what matters. If you have a car company that doesn't have a soul, you have something like General Motors.
Well, when you're
where
talking about soul specifically, are you talking just like making products that don't necessarily make financial sense to a board, or are you talking something else?
It's something different than that. Because if
Okay.
you think about it, the Fiat 500 is the soul of Fiat, and that makes
Yes.
perfect sense for them.
Yeah, that car's got
like
some
that is a company
charisma.
based on small cars. Like yeah, they make a crossover that nobody cares about.
Yeah, which is a bummer. I saw a lot of 500Xs out in Philly, and those things are actually pretty nice.
They're all right, but I mean, like, why get that when you get a 500?
Well, why get that when you can get a Renegade, which is the same platform, and you can get a
Exactly.
6-speed in it?
Exactly. But no, so when you're making a car that has a soul, so something like that would be like Honda with their Civic.
Yeah.
Like when the Civic had its soul, it came from the independent rear suspension, the high revving, fuel efficient engine.
Okay, so you're talking like character, though.
Yeah, a car with character to
Okay,
it. Yeah,
sure.
Because if you have a company that can't do that, or like a company like I guess Mazda is they can make anything sporty.
Yeah, you have a point there. Oh, sorry, I had to adjust my microphone.
Yeah, no, like Mazda makes minivans and SUVs fun.
Yeah.
Like that's what
true.
the soul of a company is.
I've never driven a Mazda. It's like, ooh, what's going on here?
Yeah,
It always
no.
has pretty direct steering. It's
Yeah.
usually got like good throttle response.
In the worst
handles
era,
alright.
the worst era of Mazda was when they were selling out to Ford, and they lost that
Yeah.
for like 20 years.
That's true.
Yeah. Anyway, a good example of a company that does not have that, and what happens when you don't, General Motors,
Yeah.
where they're just bouncing from one bailout to another.
Well, I mean, we'll talk about this actually. I think in the next topic here, there's one product in there that I want to talk about that is General Motors.
Okay.
And there's actually a couple things in today's episode that I want to talk about that are GM
Yeah.
that are maybe bucking the trend.
Yeah. Let's definitely do that in a second. There's one
Sure.
other
Yeah.
thing I want to talk about. Sergio Marchionne is also responsible for Fiat Chrysler Group making a bunch of mindless SUVs, like the Renegade and like the Fiat
Yeah.
500X.
But I mean, they did that for a reason.
Yes. And what I like about that is they didn't put all their eggs in that basket.
Right.
He's also responsible for like the Maserati Levante and the
Right.
Alfa Romeo Stelvio.
Which I actually kind of like the Stelvio.
I mean, as far as
it's a CVU. I'd never buy it.
Yeah, it is as far as a crossover goes.
But the Levante can go die.
Yeah, but I mean, like, so basically, if you think about those cars, those are super duper phoned in cash grabs.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
And like they market it as such. Like,
yeah, look here, just lease this for $350 a month.
Look at this Maserati. Yes. Oh, it is so luxurious. It is a SUV.
Has a
like,
V6.
Nothing that we've ever made before. Yeah, like it sucks.
Hat tip intensifies.
Yeah, and like when they do a phone-in car, like when they made the Quattroporte 6-cylinder, they use just like a Chrysler Pentastar. It is.
Is it?
Yeah,
it's a supercharged Pentastar?
It's a twin turbo.
Really?
Pentastar, yeah, with Maserati cylinder heads. You know, I know that.
Huh.
We had one at our shop.
Oh, that was
our Volkswagen shop.
Yeah, you sent me a picture of like good Carmen now servicing Maserati.
Yeah, I'm like good Carmen now servicing Volkswagen, Audi, Subaru, Maserati, Gogolmobile, Bizzarini. Just all the ridiculous brands you can't
What about
find.
Mahindra?
Yeah, all the stupid brands you can't find on AllData. But no, like Sergio Marchionne, he was really like a good guide to enthusiasts because he knew that like building an enthusiast car.
Yeah.
That would draw people into the company, and
Sure.
that would make a otherwise not cool car look cool.
Yeah.
As example, is the Chevy Sonic cool?
No, God no.
No. Is a Fiesta cool?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is a Fiat 500 cool?
Very.
Yeah, exactly. Is a Mazda 2 cool?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
has
they
character.
race it. Yeah,
It's
they race
funky,
it.
yeah.
They race it.
And it drives nice.
Yeah, but the thing
The
is,
Sonic doesn't do any of those things.
yeah, exactly. But that's the thing. All those cars have a performance version for enthusiasts, so we think it's cool. The normal one isn't that great. But that's the thing.
The Fiesta ST with that, or sorry, SE with that 3-cylinder EcoBoost is awesome. The standard Fiat 500 is awesome.
They're really, yeah, but I mean, they're really no different
Standard
than
Sonic, tragic.
They're no different than a Chevy Spark,
But
which
they
is
are.
a Daewoo. Well, I mean, when you drive them, like honestly, if it didn't say
I
Fiat,
guess.
if you weren't thinking of the
Yeah,
fact
okay,
that
fine.
this is a version of a performance car,
For me, it's the aesthetic, I guess, combined with that. Because like the Sonic is just so uninspired.
but yeah, but if they had the performance Sonic, it'd probably be cooler.
They did Sonic Turbo.
Oh no, they didn't. The Sonic RS with some stickers and the normal Sonic.
Yeah, fine.
But anyway, let's talk about. Did you want to talk about that cool General Motors thing? Or you just wanna...
it's part of the Patreon topic I grabbed for this week, so I'll just kind of segue into that. The topic this week is from Scott, of course. It's cars that didn't or won't sell well, and they're underrated for unpopular reason or not. So it's basically cars that don't sell well, but they still brought them to market, and they didn't sell, and then they're not going to bring them again because they didn't sell well. So the first example is the Chevy SS that I wanted to talk about, which is the GM product. They did it before with Pontiac, with that G8.
Yeah, and it's like the last
it didn't
cool
sell
car
very
they made.
well, even though it's awesome.
It didn't sell well because they brought it here for like a year before Pontiac went out of business.
Right, that's true.
And they
it
didn't
was
have-
expensive.
Yeah, and they didn't market it well.
Right.
I think it's
If you were bleeding from your stump arm, you wouldn't have enough, energy to like.
exactly that's the
yeah,
thing.
exactly.
That was a product of the sick old man of America.
Exactly.
To take the term that people used for China during the early 1900s.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, but all right. So back to the SS. That's it's made in Australia and imported.
Yeah. Like every good American muscle car.
Exactly. So it's good. Independent rear
Which
suspension.
no
magnetic
longer
ride.
which no longer exists actually because
Correct. They just discontinued.
also I think that happened in the last couple of weeks that they actually did roll the last one off.
Maybe I didn't do enough research on it.
I'm pretty sure that happened while we were away. Yeah, so Holden died as well.
Great. Well, I typed this in before that happened then.
Yeah.
But anyway, that car, it actually sold reasonably well, but not the take rate for the 6-speed wasn't all that high because it wasn't offered the first year as a 6-speed, and I think like most of the people that were early adopting just bought the automatic and dealt with it. But that's an instant cult classic. Sorry, cult
Classic. Yeah. No, it's like the 96 Impala SS.
But why didn't it sell well?
I think well, first off, you had to order it.
Yeah, that's true.
It was built to order.
Yep.
It was not marketed. Period.
Yeah, I've never seen an ad for that car.
Yeah, you never saw it. It was they never marketed it, and they it was only from product placement, and it was in areas like where you're like, is that a Malibu? I think it's a Malibu, but oh no, it's SS.
It does look like a Malibu.
And well, that's the thing. I think if they spent more time, putting it out there, it would have sold way better.
I think you're right, and I think a lot of people were turned off initially with the MSRP, but they didn't realize that it's not like a regular GM product where it's like super cheap to buy, and you know it's not by the time you had options.
Yeah.
Because like there were two options on the Chevy SS, like one was magnetic ride and the other one was a transmission. So like everything else was already there, and it had like all the stuff. It had like I think it had like auto park, and it had Distronic cruise or whatever stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean it had everything you would want. The around view camera was just standard.
Yeah.
So I think they got just scared off by that, but I think you're right with the lack of advertising. That's
I think
honestly what it
there's
is.
another thing that they did to shoot themselves in the foot.
Okay.
That's a car made for enthusiasts.
Yeah.
With an automatic transmission first.
Yeah, that's dumb. That's like Jaguar with the F-Type.
Like I get automatic should be an option. That's fine because what you're trying to do is draw more people into the fold.
Right.
Which makes sense. That's
It's like the
perfectly
500 bar.
okay.
If they added an auto option and it sold way better.
Yeah,
I get it.
But that's the thing is like that's not what an enthusiast wants. That's not going to bring in those early adopters that are going to be crucial for your car.
All right.
So I mean, if you
Especially a car like that.
how many performance cars are trying to get their name out there? Like bar like stuff like Porsche and Ferrari, because when you hear Porsche and Ferrari, you already know performance. So
and you already know it's going to be an automatic.
well, I mean that's the thing is like, but for your standard layman, like when they're thinking, I want to buy a fun car.
Yeah.
The first things that like I've got money, the first things that come to their mind, Porsche and Ferrari.
Yeah.
But like with Alfa Romeo with the 4C, which is another car that got lost to the fold, that was automatic only in America.
And I know several people that actually have the means to buy those that didn't because they weren't offered as a manual.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Like I don't get that, and that's the thing where Sergio Marchionne really should have stepped in before he died.
I
and
agree.
Said, "Hey, do this right."
Maybe that was on his roadmap, but he died kind of an untimely death.
Yeah, he did. He died
pretty young.
super young,
Super quick too.
Yeah.
I mean, they
Well,
took him out and
well, he died from he was having shoulder surgery, and then it got infected,
really.
and that's how he died.
Jesus.
Yeah. But anyway,
That's depressing as shit. All right, some more cars.
but yeah, no, the 4C is up there.
4C is up there. Every Fiat product that we've got here is on there. I mean, they actually sold pretty well. They exceeded their sales goals.
They sell pretty decent.
But the thing is, that car hasn't been. I'll talk about the standard 500 just to for the sake of argument here. It hasn't been facelifted really in 10 years. That body came out in 2008.
Well, if we can talk about the fact that they produced that car exactly as it is for 10 years,
Yeah.
and they're just hitting a slump in sales, that's pretty
Well, I
fantastic.
mean, it hasn't been selling that well for a couple of years, but like it's wholly due to the fact that A, they don't advertise it. B, it hasn't been updated in 10 years.
Yeah.
C, you can buy a used one for like $4,000 and
Yeah.
it's exactly the same as a $15,000, $16,000, $17,000, $18,000, $9,000 new one.
Yeah.
You're not going to go to a dealership and buy a new car.
There's another one I want to talk about.
Okay.
Speaking of small cars.
Sure.
The Mirage.
Okay.
And I think that the Mirage, the reason that is not selling well, I mean, people say, oh, the build quality is shitty. Well, yeah. So the build
You
quality.
mean like Doug DeMuro?
Yeah, but the thing is, the build quality is shitty on most American cars, but look at those. They sell just fine.
I mean, that car feels like it was made in a different point in time. But
It was made for Thailand, yeah.
But that's fine
What
because it's cheap.
what Mitsubishi could easily do is they have a bunch of free press happening with that car that they're not bringing here. That car is actually really, really successful in WRC.
Really?
Yeah,
I suppose it's lightweight.
in its class, like there's a class for that, and they have like a wide-bodied Mirage WRC car, and
kinda
it
cool.
actually does really well. And
I like that.
that's something where I feel like if they brought out more WRC marketing and
Yeah.
tried to market it like they did an Evo or something.
I mean, their target. Look at the target demographic.
Yeah, like
it's got to be
millennials.
younger
Yeah.
people trying to get into a car because they want a reliable thing to get from A to B, to have a warranty, to get to work.
Exactly.
And this and that.
Well, the thing is, they're like, "Oh, millennials don't care about cars." Yeah, but you want
That's not true.
You want yeah, that's not true. A and B because we're millennials. But B, you know what sells?
off.
You know what sells a performance? Or you know what sells a cheap car really well?
What?
Seeing pictures of that cheap car doing cool shit.
Yep.
Because
That's where Volkswagen gets it wrong.
yeah, like Volkswagen.
Yeah. Remember that Top Gear episode where they made Scirocco ads?
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
The car's clearly going way too fast. No, it's doing 30. Look.
But
It just isn't.
and another example. Well, actually, no. Volkswagen got it right because that's why the GTI is synonymous with hot hatch performance. One's really. Not
I've still
that
never
great.
seen an ad for GTI.
Well, back in the day.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
When they were actually trying to market it.
Sure.
Whereas like the Renault car,
Oh, yeah.
that car in every single race it was ever in with the GTI when it was sold in America,
Yeah.
it beat it. Like they would have 4 Renault cars and they would stack the podium, like against Hondas and GTIs and stuff. Like that was actually really
kinda
cool.
funny.
But Renault ran like 2 ads in New York talking about the performance, and that was it.
I think a Renault Alliance GTA would be super cool
Yeah,
to buy.
I think that'd be really
It's
just
such
cool
a
car.
stupid, horrible car, but it's awesome.
Oh, speaking of stupid, horrible cars, I saw Alex Nelson from
The Stancy 3M.
yeah, he bought a Yugo.
Really?
Yeah, he's a Stansat.
That's his?
I think so.
I thought the Overcrest people bought that.
Well, he's Overcrest.
No, he's not. Christopher Kluel is.
Yeah, Chris and Alex.
No, Chris and Jake.
Oh, Chris and Jake?
Yep.
Oh, he's always there, so I thought he was part of it.
I didn't know Alex was already there.
I see
I know
him
they
there
hang out all the time.
Yeah,
but-
so I thought he was part of it. But
I like that Yugo. That thing's super cool.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be
Shameless
really cool.
plug for Overcrest. It's
Yeah, I
another
guess
local podcast. They bought a Yugo that was super clean. I don't know what they're gonna do to it, but I saw photos yesterday of them cutting the springs at SCI.
Yes,
so.
I saw it too.
Oh
I
my
was really
God.
excited about that.
Anyway, I got a couple more things on here. Nissan Murano Cross Cab.
That didn't sell well because it was terrible.
Really expensive, terrible. Stinger GT. We don't know yet, but the sales figures suggest it's meeting its goals, but it's
Yeah.
not selling well.
Yeah, again, no manual option. It's one of those things.
Another car.
So the thing is, all right, I get the logic behind not offering manuals.
Yeah.
Because they look at the overall number of people that drive manuals.
I get
what
that.
you should do is look at what the take rate is,
Yeah.
and not just like a performance car, because performance cars include a lot of that includes Corvettes.
I actually have a relevant thing that I saw last week.
But take rates on manuals include Corvettes, which are largely bought by old men.
Yeah, the take rate on the Corvette manual,
It has to be really low,
guess what it is?
30%.
7%.
Jesus Christ. But anyway, so
I saw. I'll tell you after this.
but anyway, the thing is, like, with the exception of the Corvette, most performance cars, not like supercars or anything, but cars like 124 Barths, Miatas, Evos back in the day,
Yeah.
STIs, WRXs, those kind of cars, like enthusiast cars.
And truthfully, those didn't sell that well. But the thing is, the manufacturer didn't care.
Yeah, but no, the thing is, those cars, the take rate on manuals is through the roof. I bet. Like, it has to be.
Well, the STI and the Evo were only offered for a long time as a manual.
The STI is still manual only, but
Okay.
you can get a
Rex with a
CVT
CVT.
WRX, but
and you can get a SST Evo 10. Like you can't.
you
anymore,
could,
But yeah.
But I mean, like
Balto.
even then, with those cars,
Yeah.
the manual take rate was way
Dude,
higher.
yeah.
So I really think what we have to do, like just like Consumer Reports, I guess, has to do,
Yeah.
is they should make a different class for enthusiast car,
I think so too.
because a lot of these cars are getting lost in the fray. Or no, it is technically a performance car, but it's a little bit more hardcore. It's not like a car like a Corvette where it's.
And I think you hit it right on the head with performance car, because I'll jump over to BMW M right now. The rest of the world, you can't get pretty much any M product with a manual. The USA, the take rate on a manual is 50%.
Exactly. That's a perfect example.
We are why manuals still exist in BMWs. The USA, which makes me a little bit patriotic.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
And I couldn't believe that when I read that. I saw that last week.
And they say manuals don't sell well. So
Yeah, and I'm
Christian,
surprised that
1 second, honey. Christian at Subaru of America, based out of Bloomington, Minnesota. There you go. Give me a manual Outback.
Yes.
Continue on.
No, Jana had something.
Christian was my regional manager. At
Well, hopefully he's listening.
I hope so too.
I'm like really surprised that the BMW M series doesn't sell a lot of manuals in Germany.
Yeah, everyone wants a DCT everywhere else in the world.
That's ridiculous. They have
That's
to
because
learn how to drive
manuals are a standard thing here. Manuals are a thing to be sought after.
Well,
like they
The
really
rest
take
of the
it
world,
for granted.
people I hate to generalize like this, but they're shopping on the spec sheet. Like, it's faster
Yeah.
and it's more efficient. But the thing is, if you actually look at the efficiency between the DCT car and the manual car, the whole reason that the DCT is more efficient and produces less carbon is because of the standardized test cycle.
Yeah.
Where they can program the trans to beat that. Where the manual, no. But like day to day, no different. So a little bit of a tangent. I'll make this quick so we have to go back to this list and keep going. But the BMW Car Club of America North Star chapter, we do a winter dinner every year.
Yeah.
Last year we had a head honcho guy from South Carolina up to talk to us.
Yeah.
And one of the questions from a very animated member was about manual transmissions, and we almost had to kick the guy out because he was like giving this executive so much shit for not making manuals.
That's hilarious.
And the guy's reasons were all just total bullshit. So I'm really, really heartened to see that there are cars out there that are still, almost or at 50% take
Yeah.
rate for a stick. So,
Exactly.
And almost everyone I've ever talked to loves driving manual. They just couldn't get the car they wanted in a manual.
That's the thing. Dealers don't order them, so
Yeah.
I think the take rate would be higher if you got manuals ordered on the lots.
That is true. I did have a lot of people that other salespeople would have lost sales to, but I actually took the time to. Oops, I knocked my my next
Yeah,
ears.
we're both. Give us a break, everyone.
I think probably every other month I'd be ordering in a Crosstrek or a Forester manual.
Where are those made?
Both are in Japan.
Okay.
Yeah, both of
I was
those
gonna
are
say,
Japanese.
The most of the BMW product is made in that South Carolina plant. So like,
Yeah.
if you're a salesperson for them, you can actually just like I get it. Ordering sucks. You have to wait for your new car. You're super excited about it, but like it only takes a month.
Well, Subaru has a lot of they have a lot of inventory stored like
Okay.
in dealers around America.
I suppose, yeah.
For quick things like that. However, I did have a customer that wanted right when Hyper Blue came out
Oh yeah.
on the Crosstrek.
I do like
she
that
really
color.
wanted a Hyper Blue on black Crosstrek premium manual because she wanted the sunroof and the heated seats and a manual transmission. God
That
bless
sounds
her.
actually like a pretty good car.
Yeah, it was actually a really, really fun car. I just drive that around a
Crosstreks
little
are
bit.
fine. They honestly.
But they, she was about it, and yeah, she waited
That's
like 2
awesome.
months for it to come from Japan.
That's really cool.
Um,
Props to that person.
Yeah, I cannot wait for Crosstreks to get cheaper because I really want to get a Crosstrek and just put like a Forester 2.5 in it because that just needs like an
Just
extra.
supercharge the FA, man.
It just well, no, it's not FA, it's FB. The FA is the BRZ only engine.
Really?
Yeah, the FA
What
only.
makes it different?
The FA has
I thought the FB was the turbo one.
no. FB is all of the timing chain boxers. FA was the timing chain boxer only in the BRZ because that one has different fuel injection on it. It's got both port and direct injection.
The Subaru ones don't have
The
both.
standard Subaru ones just have direct.
Ooh.
Yeah, so they're gonna have carbon buildup issues.
Yay!
But
Good karma now servicing carbon buildup on FB Subaru engine.
Yep. But no, there's there's one other car I wanted to talk about. Train of thought is leaving me, but for now I do want to mention the BRZ. That's one where
That sold pretty well.
that one actually sells really well,
Yeah.
and that's kind of like saying the BRZ is not doing well is kind of like when Donald Trump says the New York Times is failing.
Dude, it's all people comparing Camry sales to BRZ sales.
Well, no, it's like it's really just people that are mad that they didn't get like that they watch Initial D and they don't pay attention and they want everything to be turbocharged.
that's a bit of a stretch, but yeah.
Well, no, I mean,
And that's the
really,
thing,
every
yeah.
single person that complains about the BRZ is like
The
mad.
power. Sorry, that
yeah,
was me
that's
this
what I
time.
mean. It's like it's just a bunch of
Like, dude,
fanboys that go like, "Oh, drifting, cool."
Fine, it's 200 horsepower. In high school, you would have killed for that.
Oh yeah.
Well, not only that, like if you actually drive a BRZ,
Yeah.
yes, in a straight line, it sucks.
It's fun on a bun. The
It's-
torque dip sucks. You can fix it with a tune.
It's not made for. Have you ever driven one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's
I've
not
driven
made.
FRS,
It's
but-
not made for driving a straight line.
Oh,
But
it's fine.
It's
such a good
all
car.
the fun is in the corners because
I
you're-
agree,
Yeah,
yes.
like when I would take ones on test drives,
I was so excited when that car
the,
came
the
out.
highway
Oh, yeah.
test
Everyone-
drive sucked. Once I got onto the side roads that go along Lake Minnetonka, phenomenal.
I mean, they do sound really fucking stupid, but anyway,
I love them.
That's fine.
I'm gonna probably come up with another car I was thinking of.
that's fine. You think about that. I'll talk about the two others on this list.
Yeah,
Jaguars, all of them.
Yeah, what's going on
They
with
don't
them?
they don't sell very well because JLR has quality issues.
I remembered.
Okay, please continue.
This Lincoln.
Oh.
Nobody takes him seriously. Do you know why?
That's because nobody can figure out what the hell they're buying because they have such shitty names.
No, it's not even that. Well, actually, no. You can talk about Infinity when you talk about that.
I'm both of them. Go fuck both those companies.
Because every car in Infinity's line is Q whatever.
Q or QX.
Yeah. No, it's
So dumb.
Lincoln. Nobody takes them seriously because they have like 1 foot in the door, 1 foot out with the luxury market.
Yeah.
We had an MKZ at work that was 3 years old.
Zephyr is the Fusion, right?
I don't know, but that's the thing. I don't know.
I think that's a Fusion.
Yeah, something like that.
the one
But
from
anyway,
Zephyr to MKZ.
we had like an MKZ or something.
Okay. Yep.
It was 3 years old, and yet they've got chrome wheels on them.
Oh no.
They came off their hubcaps.
What?
What?
It was a chrome hubcap over a really ugly alloy wheel.
No way.
Serious.
Oh my god.
That is why people don't like Lincoln.
I actually kind of like the new Continental.
It's not that good. I guarantee.
No, it's not a good car.
It's got
but, like,
hubcaps
I
on
kinda
it or
like
something.
It looks cool.
But I mean, that's the thing is like Lincoln. Lincoln's never gonna be as good as Cadillac until they get on.
I'm
going
to quote Everyday Driver right now, which is a
Yeah.
much more successful podcast. Lincoln, nothing to see here.
That's,
Moving on.
That's accurate. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very accurate.
Jaguars, take your pick. They did the same thing as the Chevy SS. First year they brought the F-Type here. Awesome car. Auto only.
Yep.
Took them a year and a half to bring a 6-speed here.
That's the thing. I think you should have. If you have a car that is not a crossover, you should have a manual transmission just made.
I
Just
know
do
it costs money to federalize the drivetrain combination. Big deal. Do it.
You know what else costs money? Like marketing a movie.
Yeah.
Or like having a good actor in a movie.
Yeah.
So even if nobody cares that you've got a good actor, like in Star Wars,
Yeah. Oh, God.
Star Wars Episode 4, you had Alec Guinness in the background. You didn't
Okay.
have to have Alec Guinness in the background.
Well, yes, he did.
Well, no. I mean, you could cast anybody as the old man.
Well,
Obi-Wan
if
Kenobi.
you call that living.
But yeah, well, no. But that's the thing is, Alec Guinness was from Lawrence of Arabia. He was like an amazing actor, and he really did bring up a lot of the quality of that movie. But
I
that's
agree.
the thing. That manual transmission is the Alec Guinness in Star Wars Episode 4 that's in the movie for like half of the movie.
Car manufacturers are full of people that make the decisions. How do I put this properly, man? It's just like they don't have enough passion or knowledge to make the
it's a
decision.
widget.
Oh, yeah.
It's a widget.
Yeah,
there are a lot of widget
They're treating it like a
manufacturers.
commodity, which it isn't.
No, it is a commodity, but that's the thing is
kinda.
it's a commodity, but it's not the same as a refrigerator. It's a commodity, but it's not an appliance.
Right.
That's the issue.
Okay, fine, yeah, that's-
is a lot of these people, I'm going to use the term these people because it's a strong term. They view cars as an appliance.
Strong term? Never.
Yeah, I know, right? They view cars as an appliance.
I know. And most of the people that actually plunk down money for a new car are those people.
And I get that, but that's the thing.
But if you come back to, does the car company have soul or
How-
character?
How are you going to drive customers? Are you going to advertise whatever your sale price is, your race to the bottom, like
Dude.
General Motors and Mitsubishi does? Because they're doing fucking great. Or are you going to do what Mazda does and say, look how much more special this car is?
Like, drive
this
it.
car is special
Go drive
because it gives you a feeling.
Yeah.
Like Mazda is doing better
me
than
of
they've
James
been
May.
doing in years. And Mitsubishi and General Motors are doing really poorly. General Motors year over year has been losing sales in their cash crop, the crossover, to Japanese brands. Kind of like
Weird.
the Malays and kind of like the 90s and kind of like the 2000s. Kind
We
of like the
draw
last
so
40
many
years.
parallels.
Kind of like the last 40 years of their existence. Like since they stopped making cool shit, like they've just turned into this company that just keeps getting shit on by every other manufacturer.
Well, I mean, rightfully so.
Yeah,
But they're putting very little effort into the products that at least we care about.
I think that's you don't have to put effort into things. Like
know. Just do it.
You need to like you can make a car with very little effort and is cool.
They make all the components to make an interesting, cool car.
Yeah, like a car with little effort and is cool. GTO.
Yeah.
You did it the bare minimum there. Do you want something that's cool with very little effort? The Celica XX, the Celica Supra. You just take
Okay.
a Toyota Celica, put a
Sure.
6-cylinder in it. A car with very little effort.
Is that a
that's cool.
5M?
No, I think it was a 3. Or another car that's cool with very little effort. The original S20 Skyline 2000 GT. Not the original Skyline, but the original
Right, that-
like actual winning
That
race
thing
car.
is ultra gorgeous.
Yeah, not the Hakoska, the one before the Hakoska, where they just added a foot of metal in front of the car, put a 6-cylinder out of a Gloria into
That I don't
otherwise.
know if I've seen.
Yeah, it's the Skyline 2000 GTB.
Huh.
All they did was they just took the straight 6 out of a Nissan Gloria, stuck it in a Skyline.
Which, can we just acknowledge the fact that the Nissan Gloria is a great name?
It's a great name. Yeah. They also have a car called a Cedric that's sold alongside.
I don't care about the Cedric.
But anyway,
he sounds like an entertainer.
No, all they did, they added a foot of metal. They didn't change anything.
All right, back
the
on
steering
topic.
wheel's awkward.
That has nothing to do with unpopular cars.
Well, no, that's just saying that you don't have to put a ton of effort
No,
to
I
make
know.
something good.
Yeah, but
it does not take
I
much.
agree.
It takes just a small amount of soul.
Parts bin cars are awesome cars.
Um,
I'll say wagons. We all know about
wagons
that.
as a whole, I think.
Wagons as a whole.
Yeah, they should just be marketed.
All right,
together, I
Juve,
think.
your topic next.
Yes. Speaking of marketing, bad in PR and bad PR.
MPR.
I want to talk about Enzo Ferrari and all the people he's
He's
pissed
dead.
off.
Also.
Yeah. But he
He pissed off a fuckload of people.
no, every supercar manufacturer came from him.
Thanks, Enzo.
No, it was because we were talking about the Monteverdi, which actually turns out was not a result of pissing off Enzo Ferrari. He wanted to make a competitor to Ferrari. He didn't know.
Well,
Enzo.
he did. So there you go.
That's true. But most famously, Lamborghini came from Ferrari pissing off.
Yep. And Ford.
Yep, and the Ford GT40 came from Enzo Ferrari being a jerk. But there's a bunch of other ones. Shelby, Carroll Shelby really hated Enzo Ferrari as a person.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, so that's why
That's kind of the GT40 story though too.
Yeah, but I mean that's the GT40 was from Ford as a whole, and then Carroll Shelby was a separate thing. And that's why you ended up with things like the Dodge Omni GLHS later on in his life. Because his whole career was based on him trying to one-up Ferrari with a normal car. Because he thought that Enzo Ferrari was full of himself.
He's not wrong.
But no, there's some other brands that people don't really know these days. ISO, which is known for the ISO Revolta, which is kind of looks like a Lamborghini Acelero or... like a Ferrari 400i. ISO space RIVOLTA.
I'm going to pop it up on the feed at least for people.
Yeah,
I can't put it on the TV. I'm having issues with the HDMI capture card, guys. I bought all this new fancy hardware and it's still all shitty.
It might be a computer problem.
The computer's great.
But no, ISO Revoltas were kind of cool cars. And they were definitely more like...
Oh, yeah. It looks kind of like a Jensen Interceptor mixed with a Maserati.
Yeah, that's kind of it. Like, do you have the picture up for everyone?
I'm working on it. The internet's slow as shit.
But no, they...
I know somebody that has one of these.
That would be really cool. I'd love to, like, see it in
They
person.
found it in a barn like 30 years ago, and they're slowly restoring it, but there are no parts for them anywhere.
Shocking.
Yeah.
But, yeah...
Wow, that's a small world, man. I cannot believe...
Yeah, that's a really cool car. Is the cause of Enzo Ferrari pissing people off.
That thing's gorgeous.
But one final one. There's more to it than this. I mean, this list is endless. Another one that people would actually know. Have you ever heard the term Bizzarini?
Of course.
Yeah, Bizzarini. That's another brand that came from a pissed off. I think he was an engineer or something at Ferrari. And he's just like, you know what? Fuck you. And made his own brand.
Fuck off, mate.
He made his own brand.
I don't know why he's Australian.
It was very short-lived, but when they were around, they spanked Ferraris on the racetrack, which is hilarious. And the only problem is that they didn't sell anything. So,
What era was that one?
like 60s.
Okay.
Yeah, 1960s. Bizzarinis are probably some of the prettiest cars. Like, they were up there.
There were a couple of those at the Festival of Speed, weren't there?
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of them at Festival of Speed. You see them at, like, Festival of Speed and Conquest. We'll see some in California, I'm sure.
Hell yeah.
But, no, they're up there with, like the Alfa Romeo 8C or what was that really cool Alfa Romeo that was in the 1960s and 70s?
I think
The
it's an 8C.
T2Z,
I don't know.
yeah, T7Z. I'll throw up on the
I know
MotorCult
that
blog when I figure it out.
28-liter dirigible powered Fiat is very cool.
That is very cool. But
Unrelated.
That is
And the Bugatti.
completely unrelated. But yeah, no, it's just and then Lamborghini famously, of course, we also know that. I did mention that, but basically,
Of course, yeah. Everyone knows that story.
well, to some of the people that don't really know it, it was basically what Ferruccio Lamborghini was that his name?
I don't know.
But yeah. Anyway, the
That sounds right. I was thinking Horatio, but that's Pagani.
Yeah, the patriarch of Lamborghini wanted to buy a Ferrari, but he didn't like the clutch. He asked Ferrari if they could fix it. Enzo said, "You're a tractor. You make tractors. What do you know about a good clutch?" And Lamborghini got so pissed off, he made his first car like in the 1950s, and then just continued on.
Was that the Yelp or the Mira?
That was way before that.
Oh, really?
It's like the 3000 like GT or something. 3000 GTO.
I think that's a Mitsubishi.
It is a Mitsubishi, but it's something like that. It's like a 3500 GT. Yeah, it's 3500. Because I remember it had an all aluminum body on it.
That was also very pretty.
Yeah, very, very pretty. But yeah, no, Lamborghini is a hilarious story. It's, I think, and then from that, a story kind of like that, you also had Pagani.
Yeah.
That came from Lamborghini.
Yeah.
It was kind of the same story, but
Bunch of really rich butthurt people just like.
God bless it.
Where did Christian von Koenigsegg come from is what I want to know.
You know the kid that you don't nobody really talks to that like goes and like shoots up the school.
I'm okay. Sure.
That,
Yeah.
that's Christian Von Koenig's segment. Instead of doing something horrible, he did something amazing.
Okay. I was gonna say like, yeah, he seems like he's pretty on the ball, but whatever.
I think it's just that guy. Like he's like, these cars are cool. I like these guys. Why is nobody talking to me? Okay, if that's how it's gonna be, boom, Agrera. I guess CCX
And the Regera and the 1-to-1
and the CCX and
yeah. Well, CCX was like the first one,
the
wasn't it?
CCR. No, CCR was
Really?
yeah.
Oh, fair enough. Well, I guess I should probably move on to my topic,
Yeah,
which
let's,
is
let's talk about your topic.
I feel like super American this episode because so far everything I've talked about starts with an American reference, but
That's perfectly
I'm
fine.
gonna switch the video
Dan
one back over
Balto's
to
gonna be
this.
so happy with us because he always complains we don't talk about enough
Damn it,
American
Dan.
cars.
Tucker would probably also be happy. So GM is debuting. I don't know if this is official news yet or not. I think it is. They're debuting a new twin cam, all aluminum, twin turbo V8 architecture.
And did they do that like in the 90s, but like not turbo?
Without the turbos. It was called the North Star.
And that was horrible.
It was a
horrible
great
problem.
engine that they fucked over because they forgot that they needed to put steel inserts in the threads for the cylinder heads.
Yeah, this isn't gonna go well.
No, but anyway, they're going to put this in their CT6 and probably the Escalade.
What's the CT6?
That's their giant XTS, big sedan, stupid thing.
That's stupid.
Yeah, it's really dumb. But anyway, this thing's cool. It's a hot V, 32 valve V8 engine. I got it up on the stream for people if they want to see it, but it's kind of cool. I'm excited for that. I mean, it'll give them a piece of differentiation. I mean, the thing supposedly makes, 550 horsepower, and I think it's like 640 foot-pounds of torque.
The only thing that worries me is that General Motors historically kind of isn't the best with new technology. Like they do best
Yeah,
with
you have
stuff
a
that's
point.
like been around for a long time.
But like that new four-cylinder Silverado engine we talked about like a month ago.
That's true. But I mean, like we also haven't seen it like actually play out because
Right.
when the North Star came out, like everybody loved it. I mean, the Motor Week
Super
review was
technical,
fantastic, yeah. But then it turns out, oh, these don't have aluminum, or these don't have steel inserts and aluminum heads. Oh, the wiring for the fuel injection sits within a valley that gets filled with gas if anything leaks,
And it had
then
Dexcool,
shorts
which
out.
didn't work out well.
Oh, this
but
has Dexcool. Like,
Yeah.
this has horrible problems everywhere. But
I'm still excited. I'm hoping that they don't make the same mistakes. I mean, they're comparing it to like the BMW 4.4 twin turbo, the Audi 4-liter twin turbo, and the AMG 4-liter twin turbo, and this
Yeah.
thing is more power and like shitload more torque.
they also I should credit where it's due. GM did make the Quad 4,
Great engine.
which was a great engine. I mean,
Those are only ruined by idiots not maintaining them properly.
no. I mean, and we know that those are good. I mean, Oldsmobile had the Aerotech, their 800 horsepower Quad 4 supercar that they did for as a
They
concept.
used to make speed parts for the Quad 4, like big time.
Oh, I know.
Oh yeah, you talked about the connecting rods.
The connecting rods and the Oldsmobile Chiva. That guy's my hero to date.
Man.
But yeah, that's so. I mean, GM, they are capable of it. It's just that I don't know. It's watching General Motors like success rate of their cars, like as far as collectability and like actually coolness goes.
I'm not gonna buy one of these, so I don't really care. But like, I want to see this in an Escalade and
But-
somebody tune it up to 1,000 horsepower.
Yeah, but the thing is, their ability to make like cool parts kind of is like the batting average. Oops, it's like the batting average of somebody in the like in MLB. Their batting average is always like 30%. Like you hit 1/3 of the balls thrown at you. Like, and that's
I
considered.
know. I never knew what the number meant.
Yeah,
and I asked
that's
somebody like, oh, like 1.0 is perfect.
Yeah, like no, like 30% is like you're doing.
Like you're a pro
great.
and you can hit it like just over 30% of
You
the
hit,
time.
you hit just over 1/3. Like hit it out. Like even hit the ball. Not even
Hits
out,
it
of the park.
pack.
Like not even out of the park. That is what that batting average is. That's connecting the bat to the ball and getting something, even if it goes direct like 3 feet in front of you.
Really?
Yeah.
Does it also count like if it like grazes the bat and goes up into the bleachers?
I think so.
Oh, gross.
So that's what a batting average is. Like it doesn't mean much. So yeah, I mean it's kind of what GM makes cars.
I hate
Hey,
sports.
speaking of batting averages, in sports ball, so another person drove off a ramp.
Dude, what? Did we just talk about like a van and like a car before that?
Yeah, now there's another one. This one's a Geländewagen.
Oh man.
Flew off a parking ramp in New Orleans, like landed on its roof, actually sustained the impact. It felt like 6 stories or something. It was a long fall, but it did pretty decently. Like props to Mercedes. Like, I get why those are $150,000 now.
It's surprising because it's not a modern vehicle.
No, but it's very strong.
It has really thin pillars.
Yeah, it worked very well. I mean, props to Mercedes for making such a great vehicle.
I'll pull this up on the stream here.
But there's one of the, I forgot who, but there was a New Orleans Saints player that that happened to be there, and he helped the person out in the car. So good on him.
That reminds me of the Reliant Robin episode in Top Gear.
Yeah,
Where
exactly.
Jeremy just like randomly runs into all these like really well-known people to
Oh,
tip him
yeah.
back on the wheels. Oh
Everybody's-
wow, that thing got pretty fucked.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Peyton Nosebald.
It had a
from
lot
Tears
of people.
Sophia's.
I'm surprised people were able to roll it over. Like G-Wagons
Seriously,
are
yeah,
very
they're
heavy.
very heavy.
Well, they're heavy. Well, he
I bet
didn't.
that thing's still worth 20 grand.
It's not a matter.
It has to be.
I think they had like half of New Orleans rolling it back on its feet.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at that, like it's pretty fucked. But I mean, that's still drivable.
Yeah.
Perfect off-road trail machine.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. You can cut the roof off that and have a great convertible.
Yeah.
'Cause-
I don't see any damage where you couldn't repair it.
Yeah, that's not that bad.
And I mean, there's
All
a
damage
million.
is technically repairable. So
Well, yeah, but
Did you see that-
easily.
I like the gif of
Did
it
you
rolling
see
back
the story of the guy on Brain Trailer? He bought a half of a BMW M1.
over.
Like
No, I didn't see that.
it had been like a horrible front end collision, like was basically ripped in half.
Yeah.
Anyway, he bought a one that had a fire in the rear,
Mm-hmm.
and he needed a parts car, so he took like all the parts off of it, and but he kept the two bodies and he put them together as a single body.
There's
And-
such talented people out there, man.
Put it on like a super lightweight frame and mounted on his wall.
Oh, I was hoping he was gonna like repair it and do racing with it.
Well, no, that's the thing is the car is structurally marred in like every way,
Oh.
but
yeah, but
instead of because I mean yeah, like when else are you gonna be able to do that with a BMW M1 mounted on a wall?
never.
Exactly,
It's $500,000 for a crappy one.
exactly. So that's why he just did it. I'm okay with that, but
I mean, props to the guy for buying a bunch of broken M1s, I
Yeah,
guess, and
and-
doing something with them.
well, he also the thing is all the parts that he used for him, he put them all on display, all of his spare parts. So he'll just like pull it off the wall when he needs it.
So he has like glass cases with like engines in it, or what?
No, like he has the engine on a stand on display like a work of art because it is. But I just thought that was
That thing's gorgeous.
I just thought that was super cool that he did that. And he did like all the correct plating on it. It's like everything that should be zinc coated was. It was really tight.
I found a guy locally that does zinc coating, and I like after I found him, I'm like, oh, I gotta send you like 5 tons of bolts.
Oh, you do?
I found a guy.
You should
He's in Forest Lake.
you should send me his information.
Remind me when we're not doing podcasts,
Yeah,
and I will.
because I do have some stuff I need zinc coated.
Oh, it's so cool.
It looks gorgeous. It's
I know,
like
I know, it's great.
it's like rainbowy gold.
I know. Yeah, it's just like
It's
it
the
looks
perfect
so
coating.
fresh, and so clean.
We should say yellow zinc coating.
Yeah. Yes.
Anyway, so yeah, that might be one of the worst. There's like a lot of bad
That's-
drivers.
I
with
know,
those-
but
with G wagons.
Well,
Yeah.
there's a bunch of bad drivers out there. G-Wagons, I don't feel like have the worst driver.
No. I just keep seeing them in horrible situations they shouldn't be in.
Do you know what I see in horrible situations all the time?
CRVs.
I know we talked about this a while ago. Like the worst drivers on the road, what do they drive?
Yeah,
I've been paying more attention since we did that. It's the Dodge Journey.
those are consistently
Ooh.
really bad.
Unbelievably how shit every one of those owners drives their car.
Yeah,
Or lessees.
well, did I show you the picture of the lady who tried to do a U-turn in the middle of Lowry and her
Yeah.
her,
the
with her Malibu?
Malapala?
Yeah, it was a Malibu, I think. I can't
I
tell.
have no idea.
Another problem General Motors has, you
I think
can't tell one car from another. But
It doesn't matter either.
for those of you not from Minnesota, Lowry Avenue is like the main thoroughfare of like the north side of Minneapolis, like
hopping area.
east to west. And in front of my shop, there's a railroad overpass, and it's about like 50 feet wide because it's like 6 tracks long or wide. Well, not 6, probably 4 or 5. And you cannot see, like in high noon, you cannot see into that bridge. Anyway, this
Just 'cause of
lady,
the sunlight?
yeah, because of sunlight and like just difference in lighting, and your eyes don't adjust.
Sure.
This lady goes and does a U-turn right in front of that without slowing down or checking. Anyway, there's a Jeep coming, and just annihilated her
I was
car.
gonna say, yeah, that didn't go well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, she
I
got.
saw the photos.
Yeah, she got knocked in the last week.
pretty hooped.
She was okay, but she was
Whatever.
She was shook.
Natural selection.
I still stand by the W body being some of the worst cars. just period.
Yeah, I think that's probably a newer platform than the W, but
Yeah,
still.
but I think as far as newer, like new cars,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to say Hyundai Kia.
I don't know if I can agree with that.
You know why I'm saying that?
Why?
You know, how Jeremy Clarkson said, if you're not good at if you don't care about soccer, you're no good at it, and if you don't
Care about
care
driving,
about
then
driving,
you're
then you're no
at it.
good at that as
Yeah.
well. It's the exact concept. Because
Those aren't special financing cars, though. They're just
no,
boring cars.
well, no, that's what I'm talking about. Like modern cars, modern
Yeah.
just new cars. If I'm trying to limit it to that, because otherwise I'm gonna just default to W body. But those ones are just truly dreadful drivers. Like when I'm about to get run off
It's
the road.
not as bad as a Chrysler 200 or a Dodge Journey. It just isn't.
The 200, yeah. Actually, I think the 300S should be up there too. And not because of bad drivers, but because of bros like just cracked out on whey protein and steroids.
God.
Did you guys see that all the whey protein in the United States got recalled for salmonella
Yes.
like 2 weeks
That's
ago?
That's hilarious.
hilarious.
Yeah.
I laughed
Oh,
so
man.
hard at that.
Maybe it's like that guy was yelling at me in traffic.
Maybe.
I was
He was just like slowly dying inside from salmonella.
yeah. Well, I was getting onto the highway in front of my house, and like I'm definitely within my lane, and maybe my mirror, if anything, crossed over into the lane. There's like 2 turn lanes to get onto the highway.
Sure.
And this bros, hey, you coming into my lane? You need to get out of my lane. And I'm like, dude, like you need to calm down, homie. There's 2 turn lanes. Just fuck you. I'm like, what? I'm like, dude, it's 7 o'clock in the morning. I do not have the
I
energy
do not
for
have the
this.
time or energy to do any of this. with
Like
you.
I want to sit in my van with like the window cracked a little bit,
NPR going.
NPR going,
Yes.
being comfortable, and this dude's just like yelling at me, and so he gets me to like when I snap, I fucking let her rip.
Yes.
Yeah. So
I am aware.
this guy, he eventually what happens is blocks me from getting onto 394, so I'm now late to work at this point,
Oh, that ain't good.
Oh no.
and this is when I go off the rails.
I'm excited now.
So what I do is I follow him.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't follow him. I go right in front of him just a little bit,
Hmm.
and I wait till he's going up to his exit, and I just slow right down. And then we do it again, and we do like a whole bunch of them. I'm up at like Highway 55, and he's trying to get off on 55.
How late for work were you doing this?
No, because I turned off on 55.
Okay.
I waited in, so he just goes and like tries to get ahead of me, and like steps on the gas, but he's got like a 300 with a V6.
Yeah.
And so he tries to step on the gas to get in front of me, and I turn off, and then this SUV behind me, Dodge Journey,
Oh no.
pulls up, takes up the space that I had, and he misses his exit. And then after 55 and 100, you have to drive basically to Brooklyn
Oh
Park.
dude, yeah.
To like,
There's nothing after that.
No.
Mm-mm.
so he's done. So I won.
Good. Fuck that guy. Fuck that guy.
I was like 7 minutes late to work because the
Whatever,
thing
it's
is,
worth it.
the only exit I could have taken after 394 was 55 because
Sure.
everything else would have been shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I won. I was no later than I would have otherwise been, and this guy is now ass mad. So if you own a white Chrysler 300, I should say 300S white with dark gray wheels,
I'm guessing it's the
And-
second gen.
yep, second gen, and you live in the St. Louis Park area, eat my ass.
Wow. All right.
Yes. Should we?
On the topic of eating ass, how about World Cup of Cars?
Yes, let's do that.
I didn't get a beer while you start this.
Yeah, so World Cup of Cars, we were going to do 2 this week, but for whatever reason, my notes for who's up next week didn't show up, so we're going to split it into 2. And we're going to do just 1 car per episode for World Cup of Cars. And that's perfectly fine because I also have a interesting engineering episode or topic. So, World Cup of Cars, we're going to do Belgium versus England.
I'm back.
Now, Belgium versus England is actually going to be really interesting because both of these cars competed with each other in the same era. And what I'm talking about is the Gillet Vertigo.
Wasn't it Gillette?
Gillette Gillet. I went with your
even
pronunciation.
know.
You went with mine.
Oh,
Versus
I don't know.
the Morris Marina. You can check the notes on that. Just take a second. Look at the notes.
Hold on. Interesting engineering. McLaren. McLaren F1 Morris Marina.
So yes,
Those have never been in the same.
the Morris Marina versus the Gillet Vertigo, because the Morris Marina was basically the same thing as an F1, as it was rear-wheel drive and had an engine in it.
Yes.
And they both ran on petrol. So I believe
Which one is more attracted to pianos?
I think the Marina.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
think, but the thing is, I mean, I really
close.
like Gillet,
Yeah.
but I just think the Morris Marina is better.
What?
Can we bring up a picture of the Morris Marina?
Yes. Hold on.
Okay, thank you. Jan, you should look at the Morris Marina as well.
Yeah. I know what it is.
We've seen them mainly with pianos on the top
yeah.
of them.
Oh yeah.
Yes, the Morris Marina.
The Morris Marina's owner club has wrote us another letter. I will kick this so-called coxswain and the so-called plums, whatever they said.
Yeah, I think it's a plums.
I feel like they spent the entirety of Top Gear like threatening them, but never doing anything.
Yeah, I think that a lot of that was made up. but
Okay, I had to
don't
pick
care.
one in a 70s color, so I have that now.
There you go, perfect.
Wow, this is dreadful.
So is that better than the F1? Because I think it is.
No.
Yes, it is.
Nope.
Yes, it is.
Nope.
It is
It
better.
just isn't.
It's better than the F1, and
it isn't.
therefore better than the Gillet Vertigo.
No.
Mm.
The McLaren F1 wins this. England wins.
England wins against the Gillet Vertigo,
It does.
but the Gillet Vertigo is kind of cool,
Hold on.
and they race together at the same time.
I gotta pull up a picture of the Vertigo again.
Yeah. So I'm gonna bring one up as well in race trim.
I don't care about race trim. McLaren F1 is not beatable.
Race car.
Race.
Yes, the F1 is beatable.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Can we just compliment how shit the internet is here once again?
as always. It's
Oh, dude, McLaren F1 for sure.
No,
Yep,
no.
yep,
Nope,
yep,
nope,
yep,
nope,
yep,
nope. No,
yep.
I vehemently detest the F1.
I love the F1.
Oh my god, it's so.
It's so good. It has a 4-cam BMW V12 in it. It's carbon fiber. It's awesome.
Which is not
You
English.
sit in the middle.
But look at the Gillet Vertigo. It's just an engine with a seat
It
on
looks
it.
terrible.
No, it looks
It
great.
looks like a Zenvo that somebody like sucked
are
all the
you-
catfish juice out of.
What are you talking about? That looks fantastic.
It does not.
That looks great.
No, it's missing its entire bottom.
No, it doesn't have a butt 'cause it's made to have a wing on it.
I don't care. McLaren F1's better.
But what about this ride?
Jana brought me a picture of the McLaren MP412C Hello Kitty Blanc Blanc race car, which
Yeah,
is
so
by default the
England
winner.
wins.
All right, well, we'll pick that. The
All right, yeah.
MP4 12C Hello Kitty wins.
Yes, it does.
England.
Yay.
Yes, that's Jana's favorite race car ever.
When I bought the 355, I really wanted to wrap it with car stuff, cat stuff, but
You really should have.
after Deadmau5 got his cease and desist from
Oh yeah.
from Hello Kitty or whatever it was, I was like, nah, maybe not.
Well, it was a dead mouse, so you didn't have to do Hello Kitty. I'm sure.
I know.
I'm sure cats on synthesizers in space would be more than happy to have you wrap your car with pictures of cats floating through space on synthesizers.
I'm gonna take this Morris Marina picture off my screen, so I don't have to look at it anymore.
And I think Sanrio would be totally okay with Hello Kitty. I mean, there's that Suzuki Alto with Hello Kitty all over.
Yeah.
Anyway, the MP4 12C Cat Edition wins.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to move on to interesting engineering.
All
'cause
right, please do.
We, spoke about how soul defines a car
Yes.
and how, really I guess we didn't really talk about this. But nobody's really captured what the Honda Civic had,
What do
Like,
you mean?
back
You're
in the-
talking about its actual essence?
like the essence of it. Like the 88 through 2001 Honda Civics, the EF, EG, EKs,
Yeah.
those ones.
Yeah.
Like those cars have like a following still.
Well, yeah, it's because they're still good.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, but I mean, if you think about it on paper, it is a subcompact with 100 or less
Yeah, I
horsepower,
was gonna say 100 on a good day.
front-wheel drive,
Yep.
manual transmission, yes,
Good.
and gets good fuel economy. It was made to be a gas miser. I mean, it's really basic because like you get crank windows,
Yep.
you might have AC in it.
What does miser mean?
Miser means you don't use much.
Oh, okay.
And
I saw that a lot in like 80s motor weeks.
yeah, gas miser. That's where that term came from. And like you might have AC and you definitely have a manual seat.
Decadent capitalist pig.
And all right. But so the thing is like these cars really were kind of an anomaly. And they're like more popular than like the equivalent Corollas. Because they made a Corolla FX16, and they made Corollas of that same era.
Yeah.
They made Escorts at that same era, and even though the Corolla and the Escort made more power than the Civic's still the one that wins out.
Oh, dude, yeah. Because it
Like-
drove better.
It drove better. I think what the Civic did is it gave you a lot of the feeling that you got from like an old GTI, not a modern one, but an old GTI.
Yeah, like a Mark 1.
Yeah, like a Mark 1 or a Mark 2, but did it like really reliably.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was. Because you don't see Mark 2s
All
anymore,
of the smiles,
or Mark
none
3s.
of the... Oh, God, no.
None of the tow
Those
trucks.
just turned into rust.
No, they did. But no, I kind of I went into this. I've been trying to. This is something that's like plugging me for my entire life because I really like cars like that. I got a picture of a Civic for people that aren't really Honda people, so you can just open up that picture.
Who isn't a Honda people?
You know, people that don't really know that are out of the loop on them.
I was gonna say, I mean, you can. I
It's
understand. Like,
it's
not wanting to buy a Honda.
usually Volkswagen fanboys
Oh well.
and like kind of like douchebags. I don't know, it's one of those things where like if you can accept that a Honda's a good car,
Right.
like at that point you really do prefer a driving experience over anything else.
The photo is up on the stream.
Cool. So I mean, these cars they had a really advanced suspension design. They had double wishbone front suspension, trailing arm rear.
Weren't they independent like torsion bar or something back in the day?
Yep, they had independent torsion bars on the third gen, I think.
Okay.
I'd have to double check that before I can say it for sure. But they were like crazy reliable. They were really overbuilt from the factory. I mean, it's very rare for Hondas to have like bottom end failure. The only thing the only thing that fails on them is like if you're pushing like 300 horsepower, you might want to double or rethink your valve spring choice, and that's about it. And like with cams, you know, the valve springs are really the limiting factor.
I was listening to an episode of The Smoking Tire with Busy.
Yeah, Busy Rosahoa.
Yeah, he was on for the second episode, and they started talking about his single cam F22 powered Insight.
Yeah, that car's awesome.
Oh my god! Like he spins that like stockish F22 bottom end up to like 11,000.
Yeah.
RPM. I'm just like, are you kidding me?
It's just ludicrous. I remember when I used to go out street racing, like
It's like what I did was I essentially just put better valve springs and I reduced the valve train mass.
you nailed the Busy accent. Like, that's exactly what he sounds like.
I sound like I'm from South Africa.
All because he is from Africa.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if he's from South Africa, but no.
I
So
think you're right. I think it's Nigeria.
yeah, something like that. But he does speak with an African
Busy's
accent. It's
awesome, by the way.
fantastic. I love Busy Rosahoa. But no, they really overbuilt it. Like back as I was going out street racing, there's a guy that I knew that had a CD Accord, the 94 through 97 Accords. He had an H22 in it, and he had it tuned, and the only tune he did is he took off the rev limiter, and he would rev it to the moon. It was open header, all motor.
Oh god.
And no, he would rev it to like I think like 11 grand or something, and like nothing broke on it. It was just ridiculous. But no,
Yeah, I mean you could probably do it with a stockish engine for a couple of times, but like Busy, I feel like you could just do it forever.
yeah, exactly. Like that's really cool.
God, Honda.
Busy Rosahoa is also like a wizard because he went to school for chemical engineering.
Dude, yeah.
Did he tell the story about
he
his
told his entire
gas,
story.
about the gas that he made?
No.
So back in the day, he used to. There's a rule in NIRA drag racing that was started because of him, and at Battle of the Imports, where you have to use over-the-counter gasoline because he would brew his own gasoline.
Okay.
But what he did is he was a chemical engineer student,
Okay.
and he would brew it so it would smell like grapes
Oh.
or like raspberries or strawberries. So, so when he passes people, they would smell his car past them.
That's like modern E85, but you'd have like vape juice coming out of the tailpipe.
It smelled like vape juice. Yeah, super
I
funny.
don't like that.
But that would really troll somebody in like a third
my
gen
God.
Camaro in like 1994
Yeah.
really badly. It would be super funny. But no, another thing about Hondas that's really I think that really kind of leads to them sticking around, still being relevant, is the parts availability and just like the overlap of shit.
Oh,
Because
dude,
like
Tinker Toys.
they are well, I mean not as much as like a Subaru or Toyota, but
or
I mean
even a BMW in that
which
sense.
which
but-
are other cars that like they really should be more popular than Hondas. Because, I mean, you can put in a 2JZ into a Cressida without having to buy a single aftermarket part.
Yeah, same thing with BMW. You can put a 20 or newer engine in any 30.
Yeah,
No aftermarket stuff.
exactly. Like that's some, but like Honda, you have to like get like custom mounts and stuff. But the thing is,
Especially if you're switching series.
yeah, like
Trying to put a
you can still do
transverse
that
F series or F20.
Yeah, exactly. Like F20,
A longitudinal K.
F20B. Yeah. But like they have just so much parts availability. Like you can, like if you wanted to build a 10-second Honda Civic, you can do that on a $6,000 budget and get it done in about a week and a half if you really wanted to. It does not take much effort.
I feel like I could do that with a 335i, but it wouldn't last very long.
That 335i.
A $6,000 budget for a 335i.
No,
to make it into the
but
tens.
no, but I mean like a Civic, like you
Yeah.
you
No,
get
I know.
CRX HF, you get a H22, you get the right transmission, you get some good suspension and good tires,
Yep.
and that will put you right into like 10.9.
Yep. Especially E85 and a tune and all that.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
But no, they have a really outstanding racing pedigree. Speaking of such, I mean the GTIs and stuff, like they were like marketed really well,
Yeah.
but they didn't really win anything.
No, yeah.
Like Volkswagen, like they aren't that good. Like I don't get it. I really don't get it.
They're pavement princesses.
But like Civics, like they won Super Taikoo touring car racing.
No
which
way.
is
They won a Japanese touring car championship?
against competitors like AE86s and MR2s.
Yeah,
and
but I'm saying, like, that wasn't a German thing.
no, but I mean like the GTI didn't.
And I'm not apologizing for
even-
GTI.
No,
'cause
but I mean
Civic's
like
better.
even in like WRC, they didn't win that much.
Right.
But like they won Super Taikoo, they won all sorts of like just about every drag race ever privateered.
Right.
They were I mean the Civics, or I mean the Accords, not
Yeah.
really the Civic, but the Accord, because of regulation size, that was put into American touring car racing in the 90s and cleaned house. And then in Europe they cleaned up a lot with touring car racing. Asian touring car, which is separate from Super Taikoo, they cleaned house on that. And yeah, they really do have a really long racing pedigree in touring car and in drag and then autocross and road racing.
I guess it shouldn't be surprising to me, but I guess I hadn't heard about it before. So
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like a lot of people, like, they don't hear about it. Like they just go Civic, oh, fart can, and like that's just what they think.
Yep.
But the whole like big body kit craze, yeah, that came from Feels wide body, which was Feels is a Honda tuning company back in the 90s.
okay.
That built that wide body kit so they could run. They
Was
could
it built
run
like for touring car? Or?
No, it was built for time attack. So you'd have these like huge body kits that are actual functional aero originally, and they would turn into something else later on. But they would also put on like larger front bumpers to put in an intercooler and stuff like that. But like all those body kits and stuff originally
They were
had
turbocharged?
you could get a turbo. Well, I mean like aftermarket stuff.
Right. Yeah, I knew they weren't factory turbo.
Yeah, but a lot of these body kits are made for that specific purpose. And they also had like a really advanced design for the era. 16 valve VTEC high revving. I mean, that's
Yeah, man.
variable valve timing in 1988.
The D series when it came out was like, whoa, okay.
Yeah, like I mean, variable valve timing is huge. Like today, it's whatever, but like Honda really made that a thing.
My fajita has variable valve timing.
Exactly. Is that what you're naming your?
Yes.
That's perfect.
FJ Ida.
Yeah, the fajita and
The burrito doesn't fit. So.
yeah, the burrito was your Forerunner.
Forerunner.
That's
And taco, of course, is a Tacoma.
that's perfect.
So fajita.
Yep.
Yep.
I love it.
That's
And I
a
signed
great
up
name.
for my iPass in Chicago on the way up. It's like, what's the state plate and title? I'm like, Minnesota fajita.
That's
And it
great.
has a temp tag on it. I don't know if it worked or not. I just drove through all the tolls, so
That's super funny.
we'll see pretty soon.
But there's also a few other things that they did, like
Sure.
the actual like committing the fuel injection, and like 1983 where they had individual injectors on each cylinder.
Yep.
Like Mercedes didn't do that shit until the 90s. Like it took them a long time to do that, and I mean,
Yeah, they used CIS up until like 94, 95.
yeah, but I mean like, and then like Volkswagen, the 8 valve, that had CIS, like Honda did a lot with that kind of cool stuff, and Toyota, they did that too as well, but where Toyota used them like one of those big air flap meters, which makes tuning super hard.
AFM,
Honda did
yeah.
not. Honda used a map sensor. Yep.
Where you can just like put a different one on,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
then you're good.
Honda's that I think it might be one of the biggest things that they did for their performance. But I think what I finally got to was ease of maintenance.
Yeah.
I think that's what the big draw to a Honda is.
Could be.
'Cause
For me, it would just be reliability and fun to drive. I mean, it's like
But I mean, there's a lot of cars that are reliable and fun to drive. You know?
modern Mazdas.
Yeah, but I mean, Honda. If you want to make it faster, you want to put a new engine in it, you can put a B series in. It takes 5 hours. You can get that done in an afternoon, and then go have fun before sun's down.
Yeah.
And if you start at noon and you have every part that you need, like pulling the engine out, hammering in the frame rail, and getting everything done on an EF, it's a little weird, but you can get all that done, get it in,
Not where I
get all the
expected that
kinks
to
worked
go.
out, and then then you're done. 5
Okay.
hours. But I think that's what the final draw is for the Honda and why people love them so much.
Or you can, drive your 75, 80% broken Accord for 2 years without fixing anything but
The car will run in spite of you.
Yeah.
Yes, it's true.
Oh, yeah. And
Yeah.
all that I had to do was, jump it every once in a while, and it was
Like jump it
fine.
over train tracks?
No, jump the battery. Well, actually,
Oh.
the,
And
that
that
car.
was because the battery terminals were
Oh.
completely corroded.
We were talking before we started recording. I was just like, how much of a pain in the ass this week's been.
Oh, dude.
Like,
Both of
I-
our weeks are just complete
That car,
shit shows.
that car, I can't bring myself to junk.
Yeah.
Because even though it's like
Is that
almost
the auto
dead,
one that
the
like
auto
doesn't?
one.
Yeah.
doesn't
It
shift
runs
properly.
It runs. I can't kill it.
I know, but like the trans is like 1.5 for gears work, right? or
Yeah.
something?
Basically, yeah.
Sometimes reverse works, but if reverse works, third doesn't work, so you only have first and second.
Not fourth? Oh, it doesn't have a fourth.
Fourth's
It
been
has,
long gone.
Fourth's
Okay.
gone forever. but
Oh, so you don't want reverse to work, is what I'm hearing. Because then you
Yes.
get third.
then you get third if you've been driving it for 15 minutes before you get on the highway.
And the way you get that to happen is it
I
uses,
love beater cars.
it uses the same valve, I think, between fourth gear and reverse. So you just gotta stick it in the fourth, let it grind for a second, then pop it in third.
Yeah,
But the thing is,
so-
I can't let it go to junkyard. It still works. And it's still fun to drive. Like, ugh. And the exhaust sounds
that's the-
amazing.
Is that an F engine?
No, it's an A. It's
Oh,
three-
really old.
2 liter, 3 valve per cylinder. Also,
okay.
another thing that Honda did was
There's
16
no-
valves, like on everything after that.
Yeah.
Like,
There's no
yep.
cat or heat shield anymore, so it's nice and toasty.
Nice.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Inside's like perfect in winter. Like, it's just such a pain to like. Well, we got the manual ones. It's just like I need to find time to like put all the shit that Jana likes from the automatic one into the manual one.
Yeah.
Like that's the main issue here.
I gotcha.
Everything's mostly broken, and it's just worked so well for so long that it's like,
I love beaters.
Yeah, but that's the thing is I can't kill it. It's just it's been going for so long. I feel bad. It's like putting down like an old dog. But like the dogs,
dude.
but the dogs,
Depressing.
the dog's like it's still there. Like its legs don't work, but it's still happy. Like I can't do it. Like the engine runs better than my other one. Like fuck, it sucks.
It's-
I think on that depressing note, we should end the episode.
Yeah. Okay, fine. Yeah. Equating broken Hondas to like murdering old dogs.
don't worry, it's getting a new life.
It is.
Ah.
It is. It's just getting a new chassis.
You
and
know,
put everything
I
into it.
accept that reason for ending this episode.
Thank you for listening. I hope you're not too depressed.
No.
I'm sorry.
All right. Welcome back to the regularly scheduled podcast episodes, everyone. We will see you on Wednesday.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye bye.